you guys. Welcome back to the Mom Zoo. I'm Carly. This is
Colette.
And this is Kaylee. And what are your favorite cereals? And what do you like to do on your days off? Okay, no, but really.
I'm like, really? Do you want to know? Okay, let me think.
We were just talking about cereal, though. What is your favorite cereal? Why not? Let's get to know our Mom Zoo. My favorite cereal changes, but currently and mostly it's probably Reese's Pieces cereal because it's not really cereal; it's candy bars.
I know.
Mini
I love
forms.
that too.
Yes,
It is really good.
Or do you remember the
I think
cereal S'mores?
Yes, but my all-time favorite is Waffle Crisp.
Oh yeah, that's good.
Do you remember
Oh,
Waffle Crisp?
honeycomb?
I don't even know if they sell
they
it anymore.
honeycombs?
No,
Waffle Crisp,
it's
I had
called
it.
Waffle Crisp. It's like tiny little
gonna have to
waffles. And they're
Google it.
so
Yeah.
good.
I don't think they sell that anymore. But I
This is
remember.
not a brand deal for Waffle Crisp.
It's not a
I just
cereal.
really
brand,
like
though.
it.
I just really
But if you want to send us some Milo to my house, you can do that.
please.
What's your favorite cereal?
I can't even think of what my favorite is right now.
You love it?
Yeah, I love Cheerios.
Do you like Cheerios with cut up bananas in it?
Yes, I do.
That's so good. Okay, we're gonna segue through. Okay,
Cereal
enough
segue.
about cereal,
Another
guys. I'm just all over, so keep up with us today. Okay, I really wanted to talk to you guys about motivation. I've been doing these like online classes because I've been thinking about like kind of entering into a life coach type of thing. I think that stuff is so fun and I just like talking to people and hearing them out and their like walks of life. And anyways, I've been doing classes on motivation. And when I originally started writing my class, I was like, the name of my class was How to Find Motivation. And then I changed it to How to Be Motivated. And then for the third time, I changed the class to Motivation Does Not Exist. That's kind of like both ends of the spectrum, right?
Right.
So when you guys hear the word motivation, like what comes to mind? What do you think about?
I think of, what makes you get up and go. Motivation.
It's like the perfect
Just
definition.
what makes you get up and go.
Yeah.
What makes you inside clicked so that you move.
Elliot vomiting on me in the bed.
That's motivation.
I get out of bed really fast on that habit.
My alarm clock in the morning. Mom. When I hear the word motivation, sometimes I get intimidated. Like,
Yeah.
how am I gonna have that much motivation? Like, how can I be motivated like that person? Because like I'm naturally just kind of like. And so then when I hear it, it sometimes like makes me panic.
Yeah.
And I feel like I do find motivation in things. I'm not like, I sometimes think I make myself sound really lazy.
No.
I do find it, but I do have to be pushed
Yeah.
because I get intimidated. Like,
So that
I'm not gonna do
segues
Right.
me to my next thoughts, which is perfect. Exactly what you said motivated me. To, do you think that everybody is born with different levels of motivation? Like, do you think that
100%.
Colette's different or more motivated than you are? She has more motivation in her. Do I have more motivation than Colette? Like, do
I
you
don't
think
know
that
if it's
everyone?
like people have more or less. It's different. Everyone's motivation is different.
Because your purposes and your intents are different.
Yeah.
I love
Right?
it. This isn't like I am the queen of motivation.
Like, is
I know
that right?
everything. There's going to be a test. You're going to all answer it right. No, I just love this discussion, this topic, because motivation is such a word we hear all the time. Motivational Monday. Let's get motivated. Like, I got to get motivated to work out. And I think it's something that we think so deeply about that we realize it's quite simple. And the more that like research and reading I've been doing about motivation, the more I realize it doesn't exist. And I wanted to talk to you guys about that today. I'm gonna blow
Yeah,
your mind.
when you said that was your topic, I'm like, what does that mean? I don't get it. I have nothing to
So
contribute.
here's like a fun thing I like to walk you through. If I were to tell you I will give you $5 million if you come over to my house at 3 a.m., would you be there?
I guess I would.
Yes.
Yes, you would. So I think when it comes down to motivation, like you kind of touched on, it's what's behind your motivation, and everybody is moved or called by different things in life, right? Some people feel motivated to get out of bed and go work out. Some people feel motivated to get up and go do crafts or cook or
shop. I am
we're-
definitely motivated. If there's a sale,
I'm not against
and
that.
I have to wake up at 3 a.m. and get there, I will be there
You do
for
the-
a discount.
Yes, she does the Thanksgiving. You've gotten some good stuff
Yeah,
though on
I
like
have.
that. What's it? Black Friday, Thanksgiving. Yes.
Yes.
And standing in line for sales, I'm like, whatever. I'll spend the money. I'm too tired. But I was thinking that we all have different things within us that drive us and call us to be motivated towards the things we want to accomplish. often guilt becomes associated with that word motivation. Like you were saying, like you feel bad because you feel like you're not as motivated. But we all have different callings that call us to do the things that we love that makes us feel alive. Like I genuinely know that I will feel better if I work out. Even if it's not a grueling 2 hours of lifting weights and sweating, even if it's just walking around the block, I know that if I do that one thing in the day, I'll feel so much better about my day, even if I do nothing else.
Is that like you wake up in the morning feeling like that?
Well, and that's another thing I wanted to get into, because I don't feel that every morning. I don't wake up being like, I'm going to go to the gym and work out and get this done. I think I go in phases where I feel very called to work out or to go move my body, and then sometimes there's like a season where I don't. And I just feel okay about it.
Do you ever feel like that motivation, though, comes from, like, you've done it, you've had the discipline to do it enough that you're like, I know exactly how my body feels when I do this. I don't really want to get up and walk around the block, but I know how I'm going to feel, so I want to, that motivates you, like that.
Right.
That knowing already, like the faith that this is what's going to happen if I do this.
Yes. So this is like, this is getting, you guys, this is so good. It's making me so excited. I'm like, where do I start? Okay, so that brings me to the next thing is habits and habit loops, and that we're all guilty of making habit loops. And this is all pulled in with association to motivation and like what calls us and pulls us. So we get in the habit of writing bad habit loops that literally become coded to our brains of things that, I should get up and work out, but then you don't. And the more you put it off, guess what? That becomes a habit and you keep performing that same thing. So what breaks that habit loop? What is that one day when you wake up and you go and you do it? And I've been reading this book that I'm going to kind of talk about on the Monday show, but it's by Mel Robbins and it's called 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And she really opened my eyes to how we are so in control of our lives that we don't even realize it. And once we can open our eyes to the power that really lies within us to do the things that we want to do, that we say that we're going to do, on Monday I'm going to diet, on Monday I'm going to work out, on Monday I'm going to do those things. When we start to live out that power and we start performing those things that we've always wanted to do, that's when that motivation starts building and we start writing new habit loops. And something that I've talked about is you're not going to feel any more motivated on Monday than you feel right now. Because I know I'm so guilty of, like, even last night I was eating licorice and drinking Dr. Pepper, not diet, full Dr. Pepper. And I was thinking,
and it was worth it, I bet.
Yeah, I was thinking on Monday, I'm going to get back to my diet. I'm going to start eating so healthy. I'm going to work out again. And I was thinking, you know what? Like, if you can't interrupt those bad habit loops in the moment that you're having them, come Monday, you usually don't wake up feeling like all motivated to jump out of bed and to work out and to exercise. It's those stories we're writing and telling ourselves over and over that we have to interrupt and we have to break that.
That's interesting. Well, because sometimes I think, well, maybe you don't want to work out. Maybe you keep telling yourself, I should do this, I should do this. And it's like, that's the story you're telling yourself, but maybe that's not really what
I have come to that
you're going to do.
conclusion.
And you just accept it. You're like, you know what? I'm not going to work out, and that's fine.
I love that, though, because I do think that we're so influenced by the things we, like, I think we've talked about this, that we should be doing, we should be performing, that maybe you need to stop yourself and say, actually, this doesn't make me feel more completed throughout the day. And that's something else that I like coach to do, is write down 10 things that you want to accomplish in the day. Make a checklist, because psychologically there's something that happens with, or that's released within your body, something scientific and cool. I don't know all the reasonings behind that.
So
when you make a list
cool,
and you can see it physically crossed off, it just makes your body like feel at ease and like you feel like you're getting these things done. And you can't get crazy like me. I'm like, I'm gonna dust the corners of my sideboards and repaint my pantry, and you know, those things that you're just like not gonna do, but you put them on your list and then you never do them, and it's somewhere living in the back of your mind. So be very realistic and write 10 things that you want to get done for the day, and then circle the one thing that you know will make you feel the most happy. And that could be reading a book, that could be taking a bubble bath, it could be working out, and focus on that one thing, get that done first, and then try to go through your checklist. And then at the end of the day, if you didn't get those things done, you let it go. You let it go and you're okay with it.
Yeah. Or if you're like me, like, you know that, like, finishing your expense report or something, like something that you don't really want to do.
Taxes.
But you know that if you just do it, then you'll feel free.
Right.
It's like, oh, okay.
So almost like focusing on the end goal. Like, you're going to feel so much better if you just do this.
Like, what's the thing that's nagging on your mind? And is it a real thing that you want to pay attention to, or do you need to let it go?
Right.
And if you need to pay attention to it, like, yes, I do need to do my taxes. That's important.
That's so funny. I've had like so many of those little things like piling up, and it's
Yes.
been so easy for me to be like, I'm gonna take a nap. And pushing them away. I'm like, okay,
almost
just
like you have-
do it because it weighs on you so heavily.
It does.
And just like check that off.
Or have you ever had so much to do? You like that meme, you lay on your bed and you scroll through Instagram, you're like, I have so much to be doing right now. But I think that's because if you haven't physically seen what you need to accomplish, it's really hard to find a starting place. Like, okay, well, where do I even start? Like, you feel overwhelmed, so then you don't even do it.
So
And
making a list is really
yeah,
helpful.
and making it realistic. Your
Yeah.
list realistic. You know, because
Like the real things.
Not like, I'm totally gonna
deep
like I can think of all
decoupage
the
my
know.
pantry, or those things. I
Because
say I'm
once
gonna
you
do.
get like the things that you have to get checked off, then you can make another list of those things that you want to do. Like, and that doesn't have to be like that day, but like a monthly list. Like
Right.
somewhere throughout this month, I want to repaint my pantry.
Yes.
today.
And I think that making daily goals is so different than weekly, monthly, and quarterly, and yearly, and like long-term goals. I have this crazy thick journal where it's like I have so many different goals, but I think putting that into perspective of like your time blocking and what's appropriate also makes a big difference. Like paying off your house, that's not something you can do overnight. And if you can't do it overnight, I don't want to know how you came up with the funds, Like, how did you get all that money overnight? What were you doing?
I think one of those things too you can do is, I've done this where I've written things on a list, and then it's like what I didn't get done went to the next day, and then but same thing didn't get done. I went to the next day, and then finally you're like, why am I not doing this thing?
Right.
Do I
One
need
thing,
to do it, or do
yeah.
I need to take it off the list?
Doesn't it make you feel like you're in high school and you have that big essay and it's the night before and it's midnight and you're like, you have the written on your paper and you're like, remember that feeling that you get of like, oh, I have to do the thing.
You know what's so funny? That I
Of
was
course
telling
not.
my
None of you have done that, right?
I was telling my sister I was getting ready to leave my mom's for the weekend, and it was so nice to like relax. And I was like, I felt like I checked things off of my list this weekend that I had to do in Utah. I was like, I hate being an adult because there's always something else right after. It's not like you get to
Yes.
turn that paper in and then you're done, because there's always something else.
Yes.
Yeah.
Then you just have to
Like
do
you
it
feel like
again.
that, all the things you guys
never
are
just
saying.
like it's done.
I know there's always something to be done and you're just like, but that's why, okay, so the things I wanted to talk to you guys about, we were like kidding on all the topics. I wanted to give you like a checklist, or not a checklist, like a 1 through 10, and you guys can tell me if you agree. I hope I can
Okay.
remember these off the top of my head. So the first one I talk a lot about is personal development. I really strongly coach that every single day you should be doing something for yourself that personally develops who you are, makes you a better person. And it should be right when you wake up. I think that I know that I'm guilty of grabbing my phone, getting on Instagram, getting on Facebook, and you just like kind of go over all the basics, or you get into emails and texts. But they were saying that the same chemicals are released in your brain when you mindlessly go through your phone when you don't really have a task that you're accomplishing, are the same type of chemicals or whatever, neurons that are released as if you were in Vegas pulling the slot machine. It's just very mundane
really?
and there's no purpose behind it. That sets the pace for the rest of your day. You just kind of feel like, I notice that if I'm on my phone first thing in the morning, all throughout the day, I just feel like I need to be on my phone.
Yeah.
So I think that if the first thing that you do when you wake up is like 5 to 10 minutes of personal development for yourself, something that just makes you feel good. It could be getting up and dancing, stretching, yoga, walking, running, whatever, or listening to something like, I've been Googling or YouTubing motivational talks. It kind of makes me feel like I should put on eye black and like I'm in the locker room. Yeah, I'm gonna kick ass today. Like it kind of makes you feel like that.
Send me voice messages. That will motivate me.
Kaylee, get out of bed, yeah. It kind of is like locker room, some of the things I listen to, but it really puts it into perspective. Like you get to decide how the whole tone of your day and your week is going to go when you start your day with something, that inspires you. The second thing is a burn book. You guys seen Mean Girls, burn book.
Yeah.
Learning to let go of the things that honestly just don't matter.
Okay, like the things. I'm like, so we're just gonna like talk about people?
It's like all the people you hate. Well, I mean, and even if that is, like if there's somebody in your life you feel like it's just kind of pulling you down, you set emotional boundaries, you put it in the book, and I think that it's good. You write the things down you can't control, and you either burn it, or if you're not comfortable with fire, which I'm not recommending if you're not. But
Don't light your house on
scratching
fire.
it out and like kind of making your own fire, and you just learn to let those things go, because sometimes they just bounce around in our thoughts, and we guilt ourselves and we shame ourselves, and we put those in those loops that we write like we're not getting it done, and it's just dead weight, and you just don't need it.
Right.
So you put it in your burn book, you realize you need to let it go, and like having a perfectly clean house all the time that smells like Febreze, I've had to learn to let that go. I have a house full of boys who fart, and it's fine.
Let it go.
Let
Yep.
it go.
I know. It's like the more kids you have, it's like whatever, fine.
There's a poopy diaper in my car for 2 days, and I just found it. It's fine. let it go, you know? Ooh, that
Like,
doesn't happen.
something is wrong in here.
Oh my gosh, in the diaper bag. I finally bought those like black bags that you
Those poop bags,
had
yeah.
at Target. It's like,
They're so good.
anyways, gross.
Babies.
Babies.
It's fun.
And then, so there's like, I wanted to go over 10, but I realized it's a lot. So we're actually going to leave that in the description box, and you guys can read through those and let us know if you agree or disagree. But is there any that you guys would like to add to the list that you feel like will help you find
Well,
being your best self?
I don't know. I feel like I do, like, the one thing that I do in the mornings is meditate. Like, I've realized and I've learned if I don't do that, it changes my whole day.
Yeah, it's like
So-
the one thing you just need
I have
for
to
you
have
that
it.
day. Yeah.
And I know, like, if I'm having a bad day, 9 times out of 10, I'll be like, I did not meditate today. I didn't do that.
Yes.
So then I'll, like, have to go find a quiet room and just even 5 minutes. And really, it's just me, you know, focusing my thoughts on basically letting go of
Yeah.
things, like letting go of what I can't control, and then recognizing what I can, and then, like, taking action. And, you know, I also use that time to connect with God or, you know, my higher power. And I have to do that every
I
time.
love that.
And
So that's
I
like
love
your
that you-
one thing you need.
And I love that you said the burn book, because I do that. I just call it process writing. If I'm like emotional about something or there's something bothering me, I just write it all out. I write all my feelings. I swear if I have to. I just
Love it.
whatever. Most of the time I can't even read it back if I'm angry. I'm like, what did I say? I don't know.
Did
But
Dax get a hold of my journal?
You know, it's like you're just writing it, and you can trash it if you want, but it just gets everything out.
Yeah.
And a lot of times in the process of doing that, I figure stuff out.
Right.
Right.
It's interesting how that happens, but I love those.
You love them.
Mm-hmm.
I think something that's helpful for me is going to bed feeling like at ease.
Yes.
Because throughout the day, like, we're putting so much on ourselves, and like that, like, we have to let things go. And I'm not a morning person, and at night my mind will start racing. So if I can make sure to take time, like a bath,
Yeah.
or just like time by myself, which is usually only at night right now because I have a new baby, and that's okay. But just like letting my mind go to ease and pushing everything that bothered me aside, letting it go, and then going to bed.
I love that.
Then I can wake up feeling more peaceful.
Yeah.
Because in the morning, Layla's awake, and I don't really have a lot of time to just sit. I mean, we can sit together, but it's not
Right.
alone time.
Yeah.
So I feel like
Isn't
night
that-
is like,
Isn't that so? Like the other night, Elliot fell asleep, and the mom guilt tried to come in because I felt like, oh, he's asleep. But then I was like, no, this is okay because,
Yeah.
like, how many times have I had to pee with my child on my lap, or the doors open so I can, like, you can't even pee alone,
Right.
or because your door's open so you can hear the kids, and it's just, I think you don't need to feel guilty about taking time for yourself. I always want to say this in a Southern accent, but you can't sail from an empty wagon. You can't. You can't keep continually giving and feeling inspired and renewed and refreshed every day if you're not taking some time to be a better person or find some time
Yeah.
to grow yourself. Because I really feel like that's why we're here on this earth, is to become our best selves. And if we're not taking time for ourselves 5 to 10 minutes a day just to do something for us, like the one thing, then...
and I think that it's good to like remind your family, because I think as a mom, it's like everyone wants to find mom. Whereas mom, like even bathing, I'm like, I get knocks on my door and I'll have to say, I need some time
me
by
time.
myself.
Yeah.
Or I'm going to be a crazy mom. So just give me
I'm
like
gonna lose
10
all my
minutes.
stuff.
That's what I need. So I don't think you should feel guilty at all
No.
for like just
No.
taking that little time for yourself.
I've definitely learned that when I hear the knock on the door, I just let it go. And I just say, nope, I'm having
You need to
mom
make
time.
those
one's in
signs.
here.
You know how our kids make those signs like no girls allowed, no boys allowed, no kids allowed at this mom time.
And I don't feel guilty.
Unless you're bleeding or dying, then okay, fine.
Okay.
Come get me. I love it.
You probably sleep better when you do that at night.
I do,
Yeah,
yeah. I have to.
for sure.
Or my mind will be like,
I'm like I need sleep. Like Jackson can't go without eating. I can't go without sleeping, or I can't like focus or have a good day. So I'm with you. Good quality sleep is something we all need. And with kids,
but I should
hard
try
to
to
get-
meditate even at
know.
night, because I've like, I'm not
I have
a morning
ADD.
person,
There's
but
no way. I like sit there and I'm like I can smell the laundry. Okay, the bed feels lumpy. I should
just
change
like
it.
try though. Just like try to just.
Yeah.
I think that's why it's so good for you, because you're basically training your mind as like you're focusing on one thing or you're focusing on nothing, like you're trying to empty your mind, and it's like of course your mind wanders, but you bring it back. Your mind wanders and you bring it back. It's just
love
like
that.
training your mind to stay where you want it to, and like to me, it just helps me when I get really emotional. I know how to bring myself back. Like
Yeah.
I know how to take care of myself now instead of like reaching for
Letting it spin out of
something
control.
else. Yeah. And I've noticed that though. Like that's the crazy
Yeah.
thing. Since I've started meditating, I don't crave sugar as much. And it's
Shoot, maybe I should really get on that.
I think it's because emotionally I feel stable and I don't
Yeah.
really I'm not looking for that
comfort or-
comfort.
Yeah.
There's an app called Headspace, and I know it walks you through guided meditations where like the guy
nice.
kind of walks you through, and it's an app on your phone, and it's like a 3-minute practice you can do every day. Jax and I were gonna do it together, but you know, life catches up with us. But I like that. Maybe something we can all take.
How long do
try.
you meditate?
Depends on the day. Sometimes I only have 5 minutes and that's all I need. Is
Yeah.
just center, calm myself, you know.
And do you just like feel it like, okay, I'm good now?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of different techniques and different styles and different things that you focus on or things that you let go of. But I personally, I use it as my prayer in the morning, and I, you know, imagine myself in the presence of my higher power, and I just like let things go, or I give them to Him, or, you know, I just really let myself be in that still place, and I
love it.
focus on my breathing, slow in and out, my posture, just relax.
It's like when you sleep right now. Yes. keep
Yeah,
going.
and I
It's so
just
good.
sometimes I need like self-compassion. So sometimes I need to give myself love. Sometimes I need to let go of something. Sometimes I'm super angry and I can't let go of anything. And so I have to meditate for a long time. But
I love that. But it's I think it's true. We all have our one thing that resonates with us. Whether it's like I know I'm a like an exercise person, and my husband knows that about me. I'm like, do you just need to go like on a walk or something? Like, and he says it in such a nice way, like, you're being crazy. You need to go on a walk. And I'm like, yes, I do. But we all have that one thing that pulls us back to us and reminds us that we are great, we're wonderful, we're strong, and we can accomplish hard things. So. What do you guys think about motivation? I'm really curious to know if you agree or disagree, or what calls you or pulls you to be a better you. We would love to hear from you guys down in the comments. And as always, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
bye.
Bye.